Hey, all my hair comrades, Rick here. Hope that you're doing good today. A great video for you. We're going to do a comparison. I'm going to be comparing 4 super hair pieces units. Let's start with the HD111. What do I love about this unit besides everything? I love everything about this unit, including everything. Checks every box. The skin is 4 mils thick, which is very, very thin skin unit, so much so that Super Hair Pieces advertises it as disposable. And anytime you hear the word disposable, hear them saying this to you: here's your hair system, but please be careful. That's kind of what that's saying. So they can't guarantee this thing to go through a hurricane and a flood and a tornado and an earthquake and still remain in one piece, because they wanted you to have something that is so completely and utterly undetectable that they were willing to go out on a limb and say, we'll create that, but just know you got to be careful. Now, the durability of it, I don't have one complaint in the world. To me, it just lasts. It doesn't shed a lot, or I would almost say hardly at all. The only place it will shed is right around the front hairline, to where it's thinner anyway, and the skin is probably a little bit thinner there. You know, you cut that one little super thin piece off. And so if it thins around the front hairline, then there's too much of the skin showing all of a sudden. So I just trim that off and pull it just a tiny bit, that 1/16 of an inch forward that I've cut off, and it's still fine in the back. And I go again for weeks. So great. I love the density of it. I love the texture of the hair. I love the fact that I don't feel it on my scalp. I love the fact that no one can see the front hairline under a microscope. You're not gonna find it. You're not gonna find it. If you want kind of the best of everything, I sort of say this. Honestly, I do. All right, let's move on. M111 is what I have on my head presently. So I'm gonna let you see it in this video. Kind of turn my head around side. Does that look amazing or what? I just put this on my head this morning. It looks super good. Can I get the back to you? Let's see. Yeah, pretty good. What is the difference in this one and the HD111? Well, let me get up close to you. Let's see if you can tell. Now understand, I've got a massively bright light ring shining on this thing. So that part in this light looks like it's about 1 inch wide, but it is not. It's just because of that light. If you were here looking at me just in normal circumstances, you wouldn't think anything about it. So remember, there's just 80% density around in here. So if you're one that did not have a really thick head of bio hair and it was fine, and it always just kind of combed, and you didn't have great big full thick looking hair, this M111 will suit you really super well. I like it. As a matter of fact, if you told me, hey Rick, that's the only one you can ever have again, I wouldn't think twice. I think, okay, it's great. I love it. Yeah. So M111 is thinner density. It's 4 mils, the skin is, same as the HD111. It just starts out with a little less hair, which means it's actually a little more natural looking. And that sounds like I'm talking against the HD111. You guys know I'm never gonna do that. So yeah, but front hairline, let's let you check it out. Hello. Yeah, pretty amazing. Treating it, everything is just like the HD111, except you just start with less hairs. The M111 XT, super thin skin. This skin is, compared to the HD111 4 mils, is 2 to 3 mils. Well, you might ask, well, is 3 mils and 4 mils, is there a lot of difference? Yepper, there is. 2 to 3 mils compared to 4 mils, there's a lot of difference. You can look at this. It's kind of stretchy even. I'd felt funny if that thing would have went rip. And so I've made a couple of videos already about this, and I'm going to make another focusing on longevity, because I think I've had this here on my head 5 times now. That means 5 times it's gone on, 5 times it's come off, 5 times I've cleaned it. And hello, Super Hair Pieces. It looks just like it did the first day. I can't feel it at all. You can't even begin to search for the front hairline. So it's awesome. Again, if they were to tell me, Rick, this M111 XT is all you can ever have again, I'd say, great, let me have it. I wouldn't waste a minute worrying about it. Density is 90% around the rim, 75% around the middle that is thin. Where this one is 80% in the body of it, this one is 75%. So this one is much thinner all about than any of the others. But you talk about natural looking, you talk about seeing your scalp throughout the whole hair system, it doesn't get any more natural looking than that. And it doesn't look like you're balding, of course, but it just looks like you're a dude that doesn't have very thick hair. Can't see that front edge. So yeah, 100% completely and totally undetectable entirely. You don't feel it, it's undetectable in that way. You can't see it, it's undetectable in that way. And the durability, if you were knowing I had this on 5 times, that could translate into 5 weeks, and it still looks just like it did when the first day I ever worn it. So, success story with this. Please be careful with this system. Yeah, be careful. But hey, if it can hold up under me, as impatient and reckless as I am, then you got no problem. Let's talk about the M101. Well, let me get comfortable, sit back, cross my leg, and take a sip of tea. What am I going to tell you? Let's start with what I liked about this. And how does 110% density sound? Well, if you're thinking thick, let me spell it out for you. Capital T-H-I-C-K. It is thick. Super thick. Thick to the point that if you don't have some bio hair around the edges and it's thicker around the edges, this might not be the perfect choice for you. I've had this on my head one time, okay? And my experience was surprising. Let's talk about the skin. Hold on to your hat. Hold on to your wig. 8 mils. This skin is 8 mils thick. That means, dang, it don't stretch, it don't give. I'm expecting the front hairline to be obvious because I believe their website says not intended for brushed back hairstyles, but for something that's combed kind of forward. So I put it on my head and looked close. Guess what? To my utter amazement, this 8 mil thick skin at the hairline, I couldn't see it. It was like, what? How is it that I can't see that? Now what I could see is that when I brushed this back, because that's so thick, it literally looked like I ran into a wall of hair. It was just like, hair, right there. So I did it kind of down in a faux hawk. I did it back kind of like this is. I don't know, I guess it's because I do like variety and I do like change. I liked it. Who knows, maybe I'm not that picky, but you guys know I am. I mean, if it does not meet certain criteria with that front edge, it is a no-go. But if you're a person that had always had a thick head of bio hair, is still there around the edges, and you had a lot of hair on top that was super thick, and you were accustomed to having a lot of hair and it was never flat on your head because you had so much, then the M101 might make you super happy. Now, I also thought, okay, I'll bet you the front hairline looks good today and maybe tomorrow, but after that, I bet it starts breaking down and getting obvious. 4 days later, 5 days later, yeah, I still couldn't see it. I am as shocked as I could ever be shocked at that. Now, the one big difference was, I am not gonna lie to you, I could feel it on my head. As a matter of fact, I'd raise my eyebrows, and do this, and this forehead would wrinkle up a little bit, and I think, oh, I feel that. Where these thinner skins just kind of go with the flow. This thing did not do that. I did feel it, but it wasn't a big negative. I mean, I got used to it pretty quick. I don't know how it would be in the heat and humidity of summer for me. But again, the M101 is still something I could live with. If I had to do that, I could live with it and I would like it. If you're one though that wants durability and you're saying, well, yeah, but Rick, that M111 XT, man, if I have to buy one of those every month, that gets kind of expensive. And I talk to guys that say, how often do you have to buy one? The money factor is a big deal. And so I'm honest with them. So if you want to buy 1 unit every 6 months, you can do that with this. The M101, you can buy 2 of these a year and you're more than good. Indestructible. It's not going to shed. The skin's not going to rip. I mean, Rick can try to do a Rick rip on this baby all he wants to. I can rip that thing off and it's not going to hurt it. I mean, it is durable, strong, and sturdy, and still maintains a really natural look. I'm going to wear it because there are times I enjoy having a lot of hair, and so the days I do that, I'm going to wear that M101. That's how they compare. Let's go through it right quick. M101, 8 mils for skin. HD111, M111, 4 mils skin. M111 XT, 2 to 3 mils. The M101 is 110% density in the front and 100% in the rest. It's a CC shaping. The HD111 is 95% density with a CC shaping. The M111 is 95% to 80% density with an A shape, and the M111 XT is 2 to 3 mils with a 90% to 75% density A shape. So there you have it. If you want something crazy comfortable that vanishes on your head, M111 XT. If you want something that's a little more durable, but still not real thick hair, M111. If you want something that's durable and still has a little hair on it, and that is thicker hair, HD111. If you want something that is indestructible, that has massively thick hair, that you don't have to replace very often, M101. That's all you gotta know. One of these is gonna fit you. There's, like they say, there's something for everybody here. And I am just crazy enough that I say, let me try them all because I like different things. And I don't care if the whole world knows that I wear a Hairsystem. You think that maybe is true? That I don't care that the whole world knows? I think France knows, Spain knows, Germany knows, Switzerland knows. Everybody knows that Rick Douglas doesn't care, and I don't. I have a great time. I love doing these videos. Let's look the best we can look. Peace out, guys. It's been fun. It's been real. Hope you have a great, fantastic day. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Got a little carried away.